Here I have the AirTag, and truth be told, it's been sitting on my desk for the last 2 weeks, and I just haven't had a minute to create a review video on it. I've got to get better at this, and eventually down the line, hopefully I'll be able to actually review things before they even come out. Who knows? Maybe companies will actually send me the product, but I think my YouTube account has to be just a tiny bit bigger for that to actually happen. So this is the packaging. It's fairly simple, very much Apple packaging, and you have two options when buying AirTags. You can buy one for £29 or dollars, or you can buy four for $99 or pounds. Now, I think that's a really, really good price, considering you also have the Tile, which is about the same price. Now, the major difference between the Tile and the AirTag, well, I say major, there's quite a few differences, but the one that you'll see aesthetically is that hole there. This means I can hook it directly on to keys or anything really, whereas with the Apple AirTag, very classic Apple, you have to purchase a snazzy case, which can cost another £10, another $10. Slightly annoying, however, I think with all the features that this crazy thing has, it makes it worth it. So let's open it. I always like trying to do this ASMR style, but I can never really do that. Did you hear that? Okay, I didn't even hear that. Anyways, all right, that's that. Ooh, fancy. Slightly too fancy for just, let me get rid of the Tile, no one wants that anymore. That's quite fancy for a little piece of stainless steel, in my opinion. You got some instructions, how it works, how to connect it. Literally, you see me just put it by your phone and it works. And then what else do you have in here? You have some paper, and then more paper, and more paper. And that is empty. So that is it. The AirTag. This is, the AirTag. And I didn't get the one with the emoji because I didn't want to wait an extra couple of weeks, even though I probably could have gotten away with it, seeing as I haven't made this video, but there it is. Now, what I do know is when you take this off, it makes a little chiming sound because it kind of unclips from the battery. So let's see if we can hear that. There you have it. The sound of Apple tracking you. It's quite sleek and a pretty design. It's classic Apple, form over function as always. If we look at the Tile, the main thing I like is how thin it is and how it has that hole to loop it onto something. With the AirTag, it's a solid disc. If you have enough of them, you could play backgammon. The back is a stunning stainless steel, and on the front you can have a custom emoji, which I didn't do because the shipping went to a ridiculous time, but that feature is cool because you can relate the emoji to the item that you're planning on connecting them to, a wallet, a bag. Now this AirTag needs a case if you want to attach it to something, or you could drill a hole through it if you want to take that risk. This is where it can get pricey. Yes, the AirTag is the same price as a Tile, but when you add up the case as well as the Tile, you're adding at least another $10 or £10. And if you really want, you can go as crazy to add the Hermes holder, which is $449, which just seems ludicrous. So how does this AirTag work? And is it worth it, or should you just go for the Tile, which is actually probably the same thickness? I thought the Tile was a lot thinner, but clearly it's not. It uses the Find My network, which means any device on the Find My network can help locate your Tile. And of course, the whole process is completely anonymous. We don't want strangers being able to track, where our Tile is, right? So the whole thing is completely anonymous. Now, the coolest thing about the Find My network, and the reason why this pretty much trumps this, is because there have been over 1.5 billion iPhones sold since 2012. Most of those are on the Find My network. As well as that, you have watches, you have iPads, you have computers, you have so many devices on the Find My network. So the size, right, of the, let's call it a map, of being able to track where your Tile is absolutely massive. It destroys the Tile. With the Tile, there have been around 26 million devices sold. Now, that's not a concrete number. It was very hard to find an exact number, but it's a close estimate. The one thing with the Tile, which I do want to tell you about, is that Amazon have partnered with Tile ever since Apple announced this. Anything to add a bit more competition for Apple, really. But what this means is they can now tap in to the Amazon network, which they call Sidewalk, which is kind of cute. And basically what that means is any device that has an Echo installed onto it, right, Amazon Echo, it will be able to track the Tile as well. So it does drastically increase the Tile's network, but still it doesn't come close to that of Apple. The Tile does have a few cool tricks up its sleeve, and that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. I wanted to make this video quite quick and concise. Didn't want to drone on about the Tile too much. Gosh, it's already scratched. Either way, that's just what happens when it's stainless steel on the back. I want to tell you the cool features about this. Did you ever play hot and cold as a kid? We all did, right? Where someone would hide something and you'd try and find it. Well, that's exactly what you can do with the Tile. You can attach this to pretty much anything, right? And then you can go and hide it. And Apple have this thing called a precision tracker, which is something the Tile doesn't actually have, and I think it's really cool, which means you can actually track it on your phone and it will kind of point you in the right direction. I think it's really, really cool. And quite frankly, if you have kids, you can kind of keep them busy for hours. Just hide a whole bunch of these around the house, give them a spare iPhone or just your iPhone and tell them to go and find them on a scavenger hunt. This feature does only work on the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 12 though, which is kind of annoying, but I guess it makes sense based on the technology in those phones. Now, out of all the features the AirTag actually has, this is probably the best feature just because we're forever misplacing things in our home. Yes, we lose things when we leave our home, like we could leave our bag on the train or, we misplace something in Starbucks. That happens a lot as well, but I think majority of the time it's just, trying to find the TV remote, trying to find your wallet. What drawer did you put your wallet in? These kind of things. Where did you just put something down? And with the Apple AirTag, you can loop it onto pretty much anything or stick it to something, I guess, if you really wanted to do some double sticky tape, right? And you'll be able to find anything in your own home with that really cool precision tracker arrow thing, which I think is quite useful. There is also a lost mode. Now, lost mode is very cool. You can put some information on this and you can put a little note. So like losing any device, you can put it into lost mode. If anyone finds it, firstly, they can tap it onto the back of their phone and, oh, it's popped up. They can tap it onto the back of their phone if they have an NFC enabled phone, which most phones are at this point, I would assume. And it will pop up with a little card saying who lost it, the phone number and the message, if you find this, please deliver it back to me, whatever it may be, let me know who you are. So that is really cool, lost mode. I like lost mode. How's the battery? And I have breaking news. Apple have just announced a product that doesn't need charging every 8 hours. Pretty cool. In fact, this battery could actually last up to a year. I'm just kidding. But this battery does actually last up to a year, and it's just a normal CR2032 battery, which is just one of those round batteries. And it goes in here, right underneath there. So you just pop this off, put the battery in, and you're good to go for another year. In terms of other features, there's also a built-in speaker so that if you are trying to find it, you can make a little sound, a bit like the Tile where you can see the 3 dots here, right? You can see there are 3 dots there. That's, I think, the speaker. Now this is a hidden speaker, so it's just a bit more sexy. I think it's fair to say it's just slightly more sexy, right? Better build quality, and I really do think you can play backgammon with this. It's like the perfect size. Anyway, the speaker was pretty cool. Now there's also an accelerometer in this, which is kind of how the hot and cold game works, or as Apple calls it, precision tracking works, which is very useful. And as well as that, it is water resistant IP67. So it can be submerged up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. In order for this to pair properly, you'll need iOS 14.5 or later. And then pairing couldn't be more simple. Just place it by your phone and it will pop up like the AirPods do. Then you can select what it's called and what it's attached to, and you're pretty good to go. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna get Lauren, my wife, to hide it somewhere in the flat, and we can actually use the super cool arrow pointing precision tracker thing to see if we can find it. Okay, Lauren has now hid the AirTag, and I'm going to use my phone with the Find My app to see if I can find it, and let's go and have a hunt. It says connected, signal is weak, try moving to a different location, because obviously, you know, you've got to be somewhat near to it. So there we go, 13 feet, 7 feet, right ahead, right? You've got like an arrow thing going on here. This is interesting. Oh, it's behind me. Oh, is it behind the, is it behind the thing? Is it in this room? Alright, it's saying it's nearby. I can make it play a sound. So it looks like it's somewhere under. It's in my pocket. Oh my gosh, is it inside the cushion? Okay, Lauren clearly had too much fun with this. She put it inside. Who's gonna look inside the cushion?
You might have a child that like hides your wallet inside the cushion.
Classic, very classic. I asked you to hide it and flipping hide it inside a cushion. Either way, it really works. All in all, I'm actually really happy with this. I think the features are really cool. It's small, it's sleek. I thought it was fatter, but it's not. So this will easily slot into my wallet just where this was. So I used to keep this in my wallet, but now I'll probably replace it with a tile. And I'm really, really happy with it. And I'm very happy that Apple haven't crazily overcharged for this. The only thing that does annoy me with the AirTag is the fact that you need to get a case, which is kind of annoying because it's a bit of extra money. For me personally, if I put this in my wallet, I don't need a case. I'm just going to slot it in the wallet. So that saves me with that. But I also am going to want one on my keys and, you know, in my backpack, suitcase, all these different things. So inevitably, I am going to have to buy a case at some point down the line. Let me know what you think of the AirTags down in the comments below. Will you get one? Who knows? And thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please smash that like button. And if you are new here or you're not new here, but you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I've told myself as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to get myself a gimbal so I can start shooting super buttery smooth B-roll for this channel. So I'm very excited for that. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.